Retro Read-Along Records presents The Frog Prince, based on the 1812 original fairy tale by the Brothers Grimm, lovingly retold by Grandma Sue and P.A.I.G.E.
Today's story is rated mouse for mild tension, gentle humor, and themes of loyalty and keeping one's promises.
To read along with your very own storybook, visit retroreadalong.com.
I do believe that's Oscar's cue for me to begin our story. Welcome to the classic fairy tale library of P.A.I.G.E and Grandma Sue. You'll know it's time to turn the page when you hear this sound. Now snuggle up, grab your book, and get ready for a bit of magic. Once upon a time, near the king's castle, there was a quiet forest. Beneath a tall tree stood a clear well that shimmered in the shade. On sunny days, a young princess came to the well to play. She tossed her golden ball high into the air and caught it again in her hands. She played this way again and again, her laughter bright as sunlight through the trees. But one day, her golden ball slipped from her hands. It bounced once, then twice, and rolled straight into the deep, dark well. The princess gasped and ran to the edge. She peered down into the water, but the golden ball was gone. Her eyes filled with tears, and her soft cries echoed on the stone. Then she heard a gentle splash.
"Why do you cry so bitterly?"
croaked a voice from below.
"My golden ball,"
wept the princess.
"It has fallen into the water."
"What will you give me if I fetch it back?"
asked the frog.
"Whatever you wish, dear frog,"
she said eagerly.
"My gowns, my pearls, even my golden crown."
The princess would promise anything to have her golden ball returned.
"I do not want your treasures,"
said the frog.
"but if you will love me and be my friend, let me sit beside you at your table, eat from your little golden plate, and sleep upon your little pillow. Then I will fetch your golden ball."
"Anything,"
cried the princess, not thinking what her words might mean. With a mighty splash, the frog dove down into the well. The water rippled, and after a long moment, he surfaced with the golden ball in his mouth. The princess snatched it up with joy and ran straight home to the castle.
"Wait, wait!"
called the frog.
"Take me along! I cannot run as fast as you."
But the princess did not listen. That evening, just as the royal feast was set, there came a knock, knock, knock at the castle door.
"Princess, youngest princess, open the door for me,"
croaked a voice from outside. The princess walked to the door and peeked out. There sat the fat green frog, staring up with wide, wet eyes. At the sight of him, her stomach gave a twist. She slammed the door and hurried back to her seat. But the king had seen the look on her face.
"My dear,"
he asked gently,
"is there a giant outside waiting to eat you up?"
"Oh no,"
she whispered.
"It's a big, ugly frog."
Then she told her father the whole tale, from the lost golden ball, to the promise she had made, to the croaking visitor now waiting at the door. The frog called again, louder and louder, his voice echoing through the hall. The king grew stern.
"What you have promised, you must keep,"
he said.
"Now go and let him in."
So with trembling hands, the princess opened the door. In hopped the frog, bold as brass, and plopped himself right at her feet.
"Lift me up,"
he said, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Though her skin crawled with disgust, the princess did as she promised. The frog sat beside her on the little chair and ate from her little golden plate, looking as pleased as could be. After supper, the frog said,
"I am tired. Carry me to your room and let me sleep on your little pillow."
The princess began to weep, but the king's eyes were firm. She picked up the frog by one cold, clammy leg and carried him upstairs. Setting him far off in the corner, the princess leapt into her bed, closed her eyes, and pulled the covers up to her chin. She could only hope the frog would stay there for the night. But no, the frog hopped across the room and said with quiet insistence,
"I am tired. Pick me up."
The princess's patience snapped like a dry twig. She lifted him high and threw him against the wall with all her might.
Now you will have your peace, you horrid frog,
she cried. Down he fell, but when he landed on the floor, the frog was gone. In his place stood a handsome prince, smiling up at her with kind and beautiful eyes. He told her of the wicked witch and the long years he had spent under her cruel spell.
"Now I am free,"
he said,
"your true friend and companion. Tomorrow we shall journey to my father's kingdom."
At dawn, a golden coach arrived, drawn by white horses. Beside it stood faithful Henry, who, after learning of the witch's curse, had bound his heart with 3 iron bands, so it would not break from sorrow at the loss of his prince. As they rode away together, Henry's heart was so full of joy that the iron bands snapped apart with great ringing cracks. He laughed and wept all at once, overcome with happiness. And so they traveled onward, their hearts light and free, to live a life of loyal friendship and love, all because of a promise made and kept. The end.